Everybody, Spidey here, and as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. Have I got a fun video for you? We're going to go through my top 5 pickups of 2023 up next. All right, this is just going to be a fun, quick video. I wanted to share with you what, to me, is my top 5 pickups of the year. This is going to be a combination of cards that I pulled out of boxes and a combination of cards that I, paid money for. And I'm going to go through all of that with you, tell you about the cards and what I paid or whether or not I pulled them. The first card up here is just an unbelievable sketch card. And this is really my honorable mention. Okay. So, because I actually have, you know how these lists go. We say top 5, but then there's more than 5 cards here, but I had to include this one. This would be in my top 5 moments of the year because this is a sketch card and it was pulled by Dan DeSantos, the artist for Marvel Masterpieces 2022. But he's been right most of the time. Oh, a sketch.
Looking dagger. Let's see.
Okay, it has to be mine.
Let's check this out. Gold Sig.
That's
yours.
Yep.
And we've got
Who is that?
Kokinaka.
Oh,
That's a Spidey hit. That is a great looking card.
Unbelievably perfect for me.
That is beautiful.
Okay, you won the sketch so far.
I almost paid $1,000 for one of his Spider-Man sketches recently.
That looks great.
And this one looks better than the one
That is
that I was gonna bid on at actually the con in Atlanta, which was just a lot of fun and just an unbelievable artist, unbelievable art here. This sketch card probably is valued upwards towards $1,000. It's just incredible. Very happy to own it. Anytime you can pull a true Spidey hit, that is incredible. It's framed like in like a museum type picture-esque frame. You have the AF-15 Spider-Man image here of him becoming Spider-Man, being bit by the radioactive spider, and then donning the suit, and then the kind of more of a modern look here, peeking at that story, that picture that's being told there in the frame. Such a cool moment, a beautiful card. I know it looks great on camera, but it's even better in hand. So that is our first honorable mention. So you have to imagine this is in the top 5. What else do we have here? So that's our first honorable mention. The next card number 5, counting down to 1. I might have to teach you a little bit about for you to understand why it's in the top 5. This card is from 1997, Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. In fact, I have an example of a box here. It's from this set. 1997, Marvel cards had just taken a big nosedive in its, relevancy and in its availability, as mom and pop card shops had just, gone under around the country. You can no longer get Marvel cards in a department store like Walmart or Kmart or anywhere else like that. And Marvel was on the verge of bankruptcy or in bankruptcy. So these sets were very limited in their release. And because the artists were not as busy as they had been in the boom of the early 90s and mid 90s, they sat down to draw Marvel cards. And true Marvel card collectors, when I say true, it doesn't mean other people are not. We're talking about people who never stopped collecting, even though the hobby kind of went into hiding. They still knew that these cards were important. And that means even those of us who have come back into Marvel cards in the last 3 years, just getting any of these cards that have any character on it or artist that's significant is not easy. And sure enough, I haven't been able to get one that didn't have an exorbitant price on it. But a friend of mine showed me of an auction site that is not eBay, and I was able to acquire this one here for $300. And I'm really excited. This is what the back looks like. You can see the stamp. That's really important that you see a stamp here. There are a tremendous amount of fakes of these, so you've got to be careful. You probably want to get connected with someone who knows what they're looking at when it comes to these type of cards. Here is an example of the list of artists that are in this set. Incredible. John Romita Sr., Al Buscema, Luke Ross. The artist here on this is Alex Savuk, Ron Lim, just so many incredible, including Stan Lee, Bob McLeod, Tom Morgan, Joe Sinot, the Cuberts, Adam and Andy. Joe is just an incredible list, including Bill Sienkiewicz. Just what a box to pull from 1997. These are, in my opinion, some of the true grails in the hobby. And I know that word used a lot, but there you go. I said it. So even though the art may seem simple, that's just what it was back then. They had these Illustrator board cards here, and they did, some of them are pretty detailed. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're talking about professional artists here, and then some of them are just more storytelling, like this Venom smile, snarl, like villain-esque look with his eye for Spider-Man. So really cool card. Very happy to have it. Those two are honorable mention. And number 5, what is in the top 4? The first up here is going to be Venom here. And this is from 2022, released in 2023, Marvel Masterpieces, art by the one and only Dan Dos Santos. An incredible card. Really happy to have this. There's so much going on in this card. First of all, the art of Venom is just, it just stands out, right? It's just gnarly, like it should be. He's more of a villain than an anti-hero here to me, which I really love. And you get McFarlane art here at the top and the bottom. You get this beautiful trade dress because this is what you call the variant card, meaning that the base doesn't have all the comic book type images on it. And so they add the trade dress. I love that they dropped it here at the bottom and had the tongue swirling through it. And then also this card, again, it's the variant cover, but it's 25 of 50. And I pulled this out of a box in that same place where I pulled the sketch here, actually where Dan pulled out of my box the sketch. Really incredible moment for me, particularly because the reason I was in Atlanta at the con was to get my original art of Venom. So now not only do I own the original art, I own what they call the tier 4 variant cover number to 50 Venom. This card, I didn't have to buy it, thankfully, but it seriously, like, it goes north of $2,000 from a sales price. Of course, things vary in terms of what they sell for, but just really an incredible card. Super, super thrilled to own it. And it is number 4 in my countdown of my top 5 acquisitions of 2023. All right. We're getting into the top 3, and coming in at number 3 here is the John Romita pack pulled sketch with Spider-Man looking over the shoulder, just like he did in issue number 50, Spider-Man No More, the first appearance of Kingpin. John Romita Sr., just an iconic Spider-Man artist. Those covers and his impact on not only the lore of Spider-Man and the appearance of Spider-Man, but the artists that would follow him after that. I think that anyone could go immediately after Steve Ditko, and really because the AF-15 cover is the King Kirby, Jack Kirby. John Romita did not drop off. In fact, he elevated the art in many ways. I just really love his style. And then to culminate that with the fact that he actually passed this year, which was really sad to see, that I was able to get not only a pack pulled auto, but also a pack pulled sketch. I mean, this is essentially original art on a trading card of Spider-Man, and he's doing that classic look where he's looking over the shoulder. And it came out of Spider-Man Archives, which is a great set if you're a Spidey Hit fan or you like the Spider-Man cards like I do. Great card set. I'll show you that box here. So here's what that box looks like. And guys, gals, only 8,500 of these boxes were made. And you can see right on the box, they show you that one of the big hits is a John Romita sketch of Spider-Man, which I'm very happy to have. So super cool that I picked this up at the National, which is, a sports card convention, the sports card convention, I should say. So happy I was able to pick that up. You can actually see the video of that here. I'll just link it in this video. I bought this in a bundle. That bundle of cards cost me $5,500. Here's an image of the actual sale that took place. The price that was on here was like $3,000. I would put that much closer to $1,500, $2,000. But it was expensive. But I don't know how many more times I'm going to get a chance to purchase one of these. And of course, on the heels of his passing, sadly, it just made these cards even more expensive. But either way, very happy to have it in the Spidey Hits collection. And it is coming in at number 3 in my top 5 acquisitions of 2023. Okay, this next card is a really big card and one that I have been looking for really since I got back into the hobby. And that is the 2015 Precious Metal Gem of Spider-Man. These cards, if you don't know the history of Precious Metal Gems, Just real quick, 1997 NBA basketball, first time precious metals as an insert, precious metal gems is inserted into a trading card pack. But it was on the heels of the inaugural metal set that was put out by Skybox. And it's a wonderful Marvel metal set, 1995 Marvel metal. And it's just one of my favorite childhood sets, one of the favorite boxes that I've ever opened here on the channel. They began to insert this brand into Marvel products in 2013. Second iteration of that was 2015 in a retro set, which was a callback to the 90s. These cards are not physically metal, but they are called metal cards. And you can see they just have this beautiful, beautiful foiling effect on them. Really wonderful. And the reason it was so important for me to pick up the 2015 red PMG Spider-Man is because I have the 2021 / released in 2022 red PMG. I have the 2017 Spider-Man red PMG, and I actually have the 2013, the very desirable, really expensive card as well, but I did not have the 2015. So I really wanted to acquire this card so that I could, finish off that rainbow set here, have all of the red PMGs of Spider-Man. Now, granted, there is technically 3 other red PMGs in 2022 Spider-Man metal. However, the low series really isn't Peter Parker, and the high series, I'm not collecting those. So yes, I might add those down the road, but for me right now, I am complete and having one from every year. And of course, it was only one in these 3 years, unless you want to count Miles Morales as Spider-Man. But for me, it's Peter Parker. That's what I collect. And so really happy to pick this up. These prices were really, really high at one time, and you can go, it doesn't take a lot of research for you to go see what those used to sell for. However, for me, I needed this price to come way down, and it was still really, really expensive. I was able to pick up this card for $2,500 raw, and yeah, that's expensive. We're getting to the place where we're talking about like the most I've ever spent on cards. Not quite, obviously, but up there. And I hate to say it, it was I have to grab it. Like at that price, I've got to go ahead and take the opportunity to buy it. And I'm really glad I did. And my last really big purchase of 2023, and it ended up number 2 on the top 5 acquisitions in the Spidey Hits collection for 2023. So the question becomes, what could possibly be better than these cards here that entered the Spidey Hits collection in 2023? And I have to tell you, it's something really special, really, really special. And that is the Sketchboard Redemption signed by Stan Lee and Mike Weirengrove. And this card is not impossible, but it's very difficult. And I've been wanting to put this in the collection now for 3 years. The 8.5 grade isn't terrible, but it is a near mint to mint plus. Very happy to have that. I did get it on the blue label before CGC decided to go to the black labels. So it does have that comic book S feel. And much like the John Romita, we know that we're at the max of the Stanley autos that we're going to get. These things are just becoming more and more important. Now, this is not a pack pulled auto. Okay. Here's why. It's because it actually is a part of this set. I just talked to you about 1990s and after 96, how, Marvel was really limiting their production and was involving the creators of Marvel comic books in the trading card set because they just were not as busy. There's 16,000 boxes of this one made in 1998, which is, after the 1997 year of this one right here. But you could not pack pull this Stanley auto. Only way you could acquire this is you had to collect redemption cards. They're gamified cards. As it says here on the back, it says 24 sketchboard game cards, 1 in 1 pack with 4 color variations, by the way. Collect the entire set of the Mike Weirengrove's 24 original sketches and win one of the 100 limited edition Spider-Man cards hand signed by Mike and Stan Lee. Only 100 of these were made, and you had to collect all of those cards to complete a complete set, and then you had to mail it in. And it was a mailed-in redemption. But here's the thing. Here is the kicker about that. Card number 18 was Spider-Man, this sketch right here. And it's rumored that only 100 of those were even made. So there was a max possibility. It wasn't like first to get to 100. Okay. There was only a max possibility of 100. And so all 100 were likely not redeemed. And to get an on-card auto Spider-Man with Stan Lee's auto, to me, and of course the artist here who did the sketch, right? And it's a great sketch, right? But to me, and for this to be a redemption from the 90s, I mean, we're approaching 30 years ago, during a time in history where Marvel cards were not being produced at a high level like they were pre 1996. And even compared to today, like, we say, hey, there's 50,000 boxes being printed here, and that was 16, right? Just incredible. So, yes, this is number one on my list because I think the odds of me acquiring these in the future are getting less and less. Now, I did acquire it in the same time of getting the John Romita, which was a total sales price of $5,500, but it included a Don Russ 1966 pack graded a PSA 8 and a Thor 1966 Don Russ Thor graded as a PSA 9. And so, what price do you put on these two right here? Look, there was a time where getting these raw, you could get them for less than 1,500, but that time is gone. I was just happy to see one for sale. And again, Shane Rowe is who I purchased that from. Pop Culture Cards on Instagram, I believe is his handle. This is number one in my top five. So we'll line these up here. All right, guys. So this is my top five cards of 2023 that I acquired and put into the Spidey Hits collection. Why don't you let me know your top five, or would you rearrange this top five in some other way? It's just a subjective opinion, but it's just my opinion of what I like and what are Spidey Hits to me. I'm very thankful to acquire these cards this year. Really didn't know that I would even be able to get the chance, but I'm very happy that I have. So let me know, who do you collect, or do you even collect Marvel cards? Is it something that you're looking to get back into? Do you have a favorite here at all in terms of the ones that I have in my top five? Do you prefer rare sketches or older vintage cards or high grades or autos or top inserts that sell for a lot of money? Let me know what you like down below. Always love to interact with each one of you. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of the other videos. If you liked this video, do me a favor and hit that like button for me. And again, leave me a comment down below. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous